what those things mean, but I know that I actually believed my parents when they said them to me. How did they manage to sound so convincing? Here we go. Don't make me come back there. Ugh, no, that's not tough enough at all. Kids can sense weakness. Don't make me come back there. Ooh, yeah, that's better. In fact, that kind of sounded like my dad. Weird.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of teens in foster care who would love to listen to you practice your dad voice. Call 1-888-200-4005 or visit adoptuskids.org for more information. This message brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt Us Kids, and the Ad Council.
Oh, no.
You're listening to
KXVS.
KXVS. KXVS.
KXVS.
KXVS. The voice of Stockton.
Hot damn. See you licking frosting from your own hands. Want another taste of bacon, yes.
We are back with Ronnie, Marcellus, Alex, myself, and our guest, Darius Oliver.
Hello, this is Darius. I'm on the show. I have this privilege. Thank you guys for having me.
Thanks for coming.
Yes, thanks for being here.
So where we left off was, we gave like a basis, like a foundation for what numerology is, like, just a basic idea.
Yes.
So now we're about to get into the
exciting part.
Yeah.
Hold on to your seats, everybody. About to find some things out about Marcellus.
Okay,
Bye.
come on. We go first. She's already judging me for my cursive sitting.
She saw your cursive, so-
Yeah, she's like, okay, I'm just gonna put this out. I know now. He's untrustworthy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? She's like, I'm just not gonna tell you because I'm just gonna know.
Today. That's okay.
No, it's fine. It's fine. You do it all. You do it all.
putting you on blast, man.
It's fine. She does that as well. She does it all, like I said. But anyways, this is a little bit more serious because this is what he does. He sets up booths. You're not at the booth level of cursive. Yeah. So this is a little bit more professional, and I'm excited to hear what's going down.
So thank you very much. So who shall we start with?
I think since she's been talking all this stuff, man, we should just start off with her.
Rochambeau.
1, 2, 3.
Oh.
2 and 3, 2 and 3. 1, 2, 3.
Oh,
You got me breaking it.
Oh man.
She lost and everything's going crazy.
Uh-oh. All right. So, okay, man, you're going to take a poll.
I had the disadvantage. She read my cursive. She knew
what
what
we're gonna do.
Yeah, she knew where I was going with that.
That's what it
I didn't even
was.
think of that. I should.
You lost already.
All right, come on.
All right, man. So, jumping straight into it. So, Marcella's first thing that I did is I added up your birthday. This is the correct birthday, right?
Yep.
I'm not going to say the year, but just 18th, 2.
Yep.
Okay, perfect. So, when I add that up, first, I'm going to take a look at the day, okay?
Okay.
So, here we have the day of birth. 18. This always, the day of birth tells us the talent, skills, and abilities that a person has. The tools, if you will. And then, so if we have 18, the concept of numerology is we're going to add that 1 and 8 together, gives us 9. That gives us the overall energy of that day. So the day that you're born gives us 9. 9 is wisdom and integrity. 9 is, it's the leader by default. What that means is not necessarily a person who's like, hey man, let me, I got this. Let me be the center of attention and be the leader and everybody. But no, it's more like, okay, nobody's stepping up to the plate. Well, you know what? I guess
I'll do it.
Kind of like that.
Okay.
People tend to say, hey man, look, we don't got nobody to do it. I know it's your first day on the job, but will you help us out in like a manager position or some type of position like that?
Okay,
And it's if you haven't experienced it yet, which I'd be surprised if you haven't because we were born on that day, but it's because you're what's called an old soul, and people perceive that. So when you're around certain people, even positions that are over, like you've been there first day, like, what you talking about, man? This is my first day. How am I going to be the manager? Like, well, they'll have you do it anyway. And then after you're done, they'll be like, see, I knew you could do it. Type of situation like that.
Interesting.
Life path. So life path is the script. It's what we're here to learn, what we're here to do or become. It's kind of like if Rene wrote a song lyric
Okay.
for you, and the life path is the song lyric. You got to memorize it. You got to read it. You got to study it so that you can go and perform it. Does that make sense?
Yeah, definitely.
So, for you, the life script that you're here to study and learn, your life path is 8. All right, but it's not just any 8. What kind of 8 is that?
That is a.
Abundance and power.
Is that what that says? Abundance and power, connection and disconnection.
Right. Now, where we get this 8 from, though, when we add up your full birthday, the specific vibration we get is called the 44, which is the master worker.
You do like to work.
No, it's work smarter, not harder.
There you go, master worker.
And,
Master worker.
you know,
there you
Get
go.
it.
and it's about that 4. See, 4 is all about process, structure, and stability. But the thing about 44 and any type of repeating number is that it's a master number in general. Like that's a higher than normal vibration.
Boom.
You see, now in this numerology, we speak in terms of potentialities. We don't like to speak in terms of certainties.
That's
No, absolutely.
So, oh, no.
oh, that's my vibration. Okay.
So with the 44, so this is something that we're here to become, right? So it's definitely something you'll see more of like prevalent in your life later, like as you get older, like
44.
probably.
Oh, I'm setting up. I'm
more.
setting up for a 44. A mass. Baby, this is actually nice here, and it's like, okay, Marcel, you know what I'm saying? Everything's going.
Now everything's gonna be cool.
Potentially be all right.
But now every number has a positive and every number has a negative side too.
Ooh, okay, let's hear it.
You sure?
Yeah, I want to hear it.
Okay. So 8. So the thing about 8 is it's abundance and power. So 8 is here to be powerful, to step into its own power and to empower others. The opposite of that is not stepping up into your own power and giving your power away and disempowering others.
Ooh, that's scary. That's like almost balancing each other out a little bit.
Right. It's all dependent on where that person is vibrating toward. And then we got the connection and disconnection part. And that is, so 8's the most social of all the numbers.
Really?
Yes. It's the most social. And that's also your life path too, Renee. Renee,
It's believable.
8 life path.
Yeah.
And funny thing about it, yeah.
Most
So,
social.
yeah, you guys both have the same life path. Except Renee is just a little bit different.
We'll get into that in a little bit.
Yeah, we will.
Now, for yours, so connection and disconnection, a person can be so, like 8's the most interactive number, but here's the thing, ask most 8's this, and you guys will both like be, yep, that's
Okay.
right. So,
What
way-
is it? Huh?
Our big
Here it
mouths.
is. 8, yes, so most social number, has so many acquaintances, knows so many people, but only has like a few close friends.
Yes. Very true.
Yeah, that is right.
And here's why.
I know a lot of people, but only.
Okay.
Because it strives on deep, genuine, like true connection, and not very many people are able to offer that deep, true connection that the 8 requires in a relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's more like, yeah, I know you're on a superficial level. We can say hi and bye, and I might even kick it with you for a little bit. But it's like, unless there's like that true like soul connection, like, it's just like those are the few friends you have. So if you know, happen to be out there, one of our listeners, and you are life path 8 or you're born on a day 8, you know that you could probably relate to this. So you know, that's a little bit of information on Marcellus. So
Right, nice.
who's next?
I think we should move down to Renee and go this way.
Okay, because we did mention Renee. So
Yeah.
so how is Renee's life path 8 different from Marcellus' life path 8 though?
Yes.
That's the question, right?
Right.
Because he's a 448.
So
And
go ahead.
I see 538. That's different.
Yes.
Okay, let's see.
So for Renee, it's the 8, which is a similar vibration. You know, abundance, power, connection, disconnection. Here to empower people. Here to step in your own power. Also money. But we got it from 53. 5 is freedom and discipline. 5 wants to be free. So, but it's also the number of adaptation. It's also a physical number of physical motion. Then 3 is expression. 3 is expression and sensitivity. So for Renee, her lessons on this life path will include learning how to adapt to constantly changing situations and circumstances as they relate to the people that she's around and having good times. She's here to also learn how to enjoy having good times. That may sound like what she gets to eat, 3 E3 is considered one of the easiest vibrations to carry. It does have its opposite sides though, just like every number. 5 wants freedom. It wants to travel, wants to do this whenever it wants. 5 has to balance that out with doing too much. And then lacking discipline. Fortunately for her, the 8 helps to make that. She was born in the month that equals 8, so that kind of assists with that. So 5, physical motion, physical movement, right? Now, it wants all this variety. 3 is expression and sensitivity. Man, 3 can talk. 3 can talk. 3 can communicate, express itself, but man, in the negative, 3 will shut down and will not talk to you and will play silent game. And
I won't even. I'm like, you don't exist to me right now. I will shut down.
It's just, and it's none of this, it's not bad, it's not good. All it is just different attributes of the same number.
Yeah. Different actions for whatever the situation may bring that kind of goes along with what I am. And that change really does hit the mark, because I find myself, like, literally, I've learned, and this is like a couple of years ago, I realized, like, the constant in my life is change. Like, I always thought, okay, things are always changing. Okay, it'll get stable. Things will, like, get to a point where it won't be changing. But I realized, like, no matter where I go, like, change is always there. Whether it's an organization completely changing, they're starting all new policies and all new systems, and I'm talking like major changes, like life changes, like organization changes. Like, it's just, and it happens all the time. So I just sat down one day and I was just like, you know what? Change is the constant. I'm just going to say my world is just change. Everything. I'll just always got to be ready to go with the flow. Always. Because everything is always changing around me. I find myself in that situation. So that makes sense to me.
That was like that. Like, one of those moments.
Yeah.
Now, so that's your life path. But you're also born on the 21st. I didn't talk about that. Ooh. So this 21, you see, what's 2 plus 1 is 3. So 3 is expression and sensitivity again. So this assists you in that area right there. But the 3, what kind of 3 is it? It's a 21 3. So 2, which is cooperation and balance, focused on the self. So 2, now it's all about supporting other people, awareness of other people's feelings, talking in a diplomatic and careful way. And then 1, which is the self-related themes, ego-related themes, leadership-related themes, and confidence-related themes. And a person can vibrate on the positive or the negative of any one of those when it comes to the numbers. Jump right into Alex's. Cool, Alex? Yeah. Put you on blast? Okay. No, I'm not going to put you on blast. But so we got Alex. Alex born on the 16th of September. And we won't mention the year. But what this is, so first, 16, what that tells us, this is, I remember I was talking to him about this. 1 and 6 makes 7. 7 is trust and openness. 7 is the truth seeker. 7 wants to find the bottom line of everything. It's the analyzer. Yes. It's like, why? Why this? Well, okay, why that? And 7 is known to be a highly spiritual vibration, because it is. But the 7 is all about analysis and truth. So the 7's going to take whatever path it can to get to that. So whether that's spirituality or whether that's science, to the 7 makes no difference. Unless there's other numbers involved that want to choose a certain way, but it's just, hey, look, what's the truth? What is it? He has there's this. You've been around Alex long enough. If you have a point of belief or a way of looking at something that he's got some type of evidence that it's against it, he's gonna tell you, because he's trying to clear up that misconception that he perceives the person has. And now the 7 comes from the 1 and 6 in this case. So this 1 and 6, the 1 is confidence, creativity. Like we mentioned, ego-related themes, leadership-related themes, confidence, independence, stepping up on one's 2 feet. But here we have it blended with the number 6, which is responsibility. Between the 1 and 6, we have 5. 1 plus 5 is 6, right? So it's kind of like the 1 wants its independence, the 5 wants its freedom, but it's bound by responsibility and duty.
Interesting.
Man, that's me in a nutshell right there.
Okay, well, I guess.
Time went out, so I was just like, oh, okay, but
Really?
yeah, so that's his right there, you know. So I was at the thing too long, you know, yesterday, because as soon as the timer go off, I'm silent.
Oh no, it's okay. It's like the.
Do they
like the
pay
hypnosis.
for a price where it's like the timer's off? Up, that's your time. That's.
Well, it depends. It depends. Sometimes it's so good that
You say he got so quiet. The time pay
Oh.
another.
Well, we could get right back into it. Actually, when we come back, we're going to go ahead and let him continue on with what he has here for Marcellus, myself, and Alex, and Timothy, if we have some more information, because Timothy had a reading, but that's okay. We can share a little bit more about that. So we're going to go ahead and move on to our break, and we'll be back with Darius, the numerologist.
Yeah.
You're listening to the Voice of Stockton on KX.
Many ways to start a fire, but one sure way to put it out. Learn how you can do your part at SmokeyBear.com.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Sponsored by the U.S. Forest Service Ad Council and your
Sit in the hot seat and keep it real with Alyssa Love.
Whether you're talking about your love life, past and current friendships, fashion trends, juicy stories, hot topics, food, entertainment, the list is endless.
But what it comes down to,
Can you keep it real with Alyssa Love?
Thursday nights starting at 8:05 p.m. on KXVS 92.1 FM, the voice of Stockton.
Here at KXVS, broadcasting from Stone Tube Studios, is the voice of Stockton. And we are back here with KXVS Morning Show. Alex, Marcellus, Ronay, Timothy, and our guest for the day, Darius, the numerologist.
Hey.
And we have the last segment, about 10 minutes left, so we'll see what he can squeeze in information-wise in that time frame.
Cool. So right where we left off, I was talking about Alex. So Alex, man, you're born on the 16th. That's, for our listeners who are just tuning in, we just went over as the first day, the day that he was born, which is 16/7. That gives us the person who wants to find truth, balancing out, so he needs his alone time to think and process. That's the 7. Then we got the 1, which is wanting the independence. And he has to balance that out with the 6, who's like, hey, I'm your duties and responsibilities, and you got to take care of us, versus what's between 1 and 6, 5. So it's like, well, hey, man, I also want to be free, too. I'm not trying to take care of like that. But the 6, it creates like an internal struggle inside, and that's kind of in his mind, at times. So
yeah, on point.
Okay.
On point.
For his life path. Now here's the interesting thing about it. Alex has a 6 life path. So 6 is that responsibilities, duties. But 6 is not only that. 6 is love and balance and harmony and adjustment. So a lot of this 16 is expressed in adjusting the way things are done. That's why the 6 will try to correct someone's misconstrued viewpoint, because it's trying to adjust their opinion. I think it's trying to adjust their mind so it's just like more in line from what you see.
The devil advocate yesterday.
Right.
So 6, right? It's the number of earthly contentment. It's if you take a look, it's a number of family. It looks like a woman that has a baby in her womb. It's a number of nurturing.
Virgo, yes.
Number of nurturing. Number of sharing this type of energy. So if you got a kitten and you're rubbing your nose on its nose, or you're holding a little baby, you're doing the 6. That's what 6 looks like.
Okay.
If you're
how
taking,
cute.
you're taking care of
puppies,
like,
right?
yeah,
Mountain lions.
puppies, babies. Oh, I don't know about mountain lions, but I think that mountain lion might be sniffing you. Like,
looking for a meal.
So that's 6. So those are some of the 6 energies. But his 6 comes from the number 51, which is really interesting. Why is that interesting? Because look, it's his life path. It's his day backwards. It's his day backwards. Because look, he's born on the 16th. 165. 165. So it's just in a slightly different order. That's the thing. So here his life path will involve him having to learn how to adapt with to situations as they come. And these are issues related to freedom, wanting to go out and do all this stuff, this impulsivity. Even though he's got the calm demeanor from the 7 that arises, you know, we have this 5. This 5 is like the child at heart in a way.
That's right.
Then
like
the
a
one.
kid.
The one, he's here to also spend some time studying how to studying independence and studying leadership and studying. See, one's a CEO number, and to have it in your life path is meaning that this. Look, if Renee wrote a script, she wrote a song. She wrote a song for Alex. Then it would involve, hey man, learning independence, learning how to adapt, and learning love and responsibility. Wrote so that's how these work. They're scripts that we learn and study. So if there's a challenge in here, the only challenge, well, not just the only, but a challenge would be what's between 5 and 1. 4. So 4, what's that? Process, stability, working through structures and management, and creating things that last, working at a long, consistency. It deals with themes related to that, working with the solid structures, clubs, organizations, probably taking some leadership position in those ways, but also structure as it relates to the family, because 6 is related to the family. Heart of 4. See, 4 is the house, 6 is the home. 4 is the structure, 6 is that,
like what fills it.
Yes.
Mm-hmm,
So
like what's inside.
Perfect. Perfectly said. You got a box, that's a 4. You're filing some papers, you're doing 4. Now, getting on the subject, you asked a question about the number 77. This is also a master number. Master number 77 is a pretty high vibration number. And it's not just a normal 7, but it's 7 to the 11th, like, power. Like, it's, not literally, but it's basically 7 times 11. And it's a higher than normal energy. It's a very spiritual in nature vibration. So here we have this 7 focused on this 7, focused on this 9, which is a humanitarian, focused on this 1, which is the independence part. This generating the 24 that we get from adding it, which is in her years, people born in this year. You talk to somebody, oh dang, I said your year.
It's okay. We'll roll with it. So, go
do
ahead.
the math, folks. Do the math. I'm playing.
My bad.
You can't escape your fate.
Hey,
Never,
you know what?
Never, and I don't try to either.
Put me on blast.
No, it's okay. I just wanted you to finish
Okay,
that.
feel free.
Read his handwriting now. I'm playing.
All right, my bad. I was not okay.
No, it's okay.
That's why I don't speak.
So it's going into the 6 in a different way than
well,
the other 6.
Let me tell you why this is so powerful, though.
Because it's still the home.
Well, yes, but look, this two is all about others and cooperation.
Yes.
This cooperation and this balance is focused on the number 4, which is structures. 24 is a manager's number, but also more than that, 24 is the number of a great student and a great person who's very teachable. This is someone who's not going to be all prideful and arrogant, like, no, you can't tell me nothing. They're going to be like, no, you know what, I'm going to listen to what you say, because I realize that you have some wisdom that I can benefit from and share with other people. This, what I'm really interested in is when the 77 was brought to my attention, because I've seen 77 in a few charts. I've seen it in the author of the book Think and Grow Rich, by Napoleon Hill, and his full name equaled 77. And this guy, he has 77 gives a person access to levels and realms and depths of spirituality that are not normally perceived by the people, or that don't have the vibration.
Right.
Having this,
it's natural.
Yeah.
It's natural gifts.
It what it does.
Feel gifted.
It's like the difference.
I am gifted. What are you talking about?
It's like
she's over there like 77. Like, you need to shoot some dice now. 7.
It's like the.
What is that? 7 times 11. 77. That's your game, girl.
I actually am pretty good at that game.
Yeah, and you know what's so interesting about it? I'm glad you mentioned it. 7's lucky, but beyond that, double 7. That's as a master number. That's like Clark Kent.
Oh.
Why? Now here's this. Look, you got the 44. Not just the 44, but you also got a 22.
Oh, shoot.
Not just the 22, but you also have
an 11?
Yes, an 11 at
What
your
does
last
that mean,
name.
though?
You got doubles.
Now, these
I
numbers,
feel like I hit the lotto.
These numbers give you access into different things at different times. It's like Superman. He 20% of the time he's Superman. 80% of the time he's Clark Kent. He's wearing his glasses. He's doing his paperwork, minding his own business. He's in his cubicle and he's chilling. He's like, man, y'all go handle your stuff. I'm gonna be over here in my cubicle. Then when Lex Luthor comes out and does something, he comes out, brings out the cape, takes off the uniform, and busts out the power. Not everyone has access to that.
Oh, I never knew that.
80% of the time he's Clark Kent. So people carrying these vibrations, even though they're higher, only use it about 20% of the time. So that time when you're like feeling like very like this, for you in your case, the 11 shows when you're got this awakeness, this energy is just like this brilliance, right? That's when you're doing the 11. When you're inspiring people, when you're uplifting people, you're doing 11.
Okay.
22 is master builder. You want to create a legacy. You want to do something really big that survives you and lasts way beyond you.
Okay.
Affecting lives of people now and people not yet born. That's what you want. That's something that you'd like to do. But at the same time, it creates higher expectations of you. To the people around you, they're like, "Hey, man, why aren't you living up to your full potential?" And what they think is your full potential, right?
Okay.
So this master builder vibration, people can sense it, but it's not always something that's seen. Makes sense?
Yeah.
People
Makes a lot of sense.
people look at Superman and see he's got these glasses and he wears this suit every day, but he's got some big muscle. I wonder what gym he goes to. I wonder what he eats. But then all of a sudden when trouble strikes, they say, man, he's always gone when something happens, though. But they don't know that he's the one fighting the trouble. You see.
That's what's up. That's deep. And what about you told me about the 44 already. That's the master builder.
Right.
Oh.
Go ahead. You have a question?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, that's interesting because it's kind of things that you could already read and vibe about people, but when you work with the numbers, you could, that's why it's like how it is, Because these are things, naturally, you could look at somebody and be like, oh, he is like that, or she is like that. Like when you're explaining my coworkers right here on the radio show, I'll be like, oh, man, that's them, because we talk and we conversate so much. I'm getting to know everybody on a personal level, and it's like, yeah, now that we put the numbers into play, this is describing everybody's characteristics and attributes a little bit, you know, and I guess why we are how we are.
I want to show you something
It's interesting.
really cool, if I can, if we got a little bit of time.
Do we have time?
We got a couple of minutes.
Let's do it.
So I did Jay-Z and Beyonce's chart. And
What?
I checked out like what they do. This is a little bit, you know, just a little bit of information. This is still basic, but what we found, I'm telling you guys about these master numbers, right?
Yeah.
So we talk in terms of potential. I don't say like, oh, look, you're gonna do this and you're gonna do that. But look, this is what you can do. And why do I use the terminology, oh, look, the Superman, like the 80-20, all this stuff like that? Well, look, Sean Corey Carter, his first name equals 11. So, you know, 65, but what's 6 plus 5?
11.
Middle name equals 66.
Oh, wow.
Last name equals 11.
Wow.
65. 6 plus 5 is 11. Beyonce equals 33.
Oh, wow.
Middle name Giselle
wow.
equals 33.
What's the 33 again?
It's a double 3.
Double 3. That's Master Entertainer.
Oh my gosh, Anna 99.
99. So these vibrations, see, it speaks to this
wow.
potential. You guys, I'm telling you, we don't talk about, oh, look, you're gonna do this. No, but you can do this.
No, but look, you have potential. Yeah, okay.
You see what I'm saying?
So that's where the practicality, putting it into practice, the knowledge that we're gaining today of what we can tap into.
Is there anybody maybe that like a president, maybe a popular artist we may know who has bad numbers, no vibrations, like, and it's just like, how does this happen?
I'll save that when
like
we're
some
not on
odd
air.
vibrate. Oh,
I'll save that when we're not on air.
Dangerous territory. All right, let's end this show now. I'm playing, but to cap it up.
My bad. Go ahead.
No, that's fine.
All right. You know, it's just it. You know, okay. Look, check this out. Before my time is up, I want to tell everybody that with this stuff, man, people use this in business. Jay-Z and Beyonce use this in business. Look. She's born September 4th. Jay-Z's born December 4th. Look, what album did Jay-Z just release?
444.
444.
Did Beyonce not just release an album a while back called 13?
Mm-hmm.
They have a child named Blue, 4 letters. They went on a 22-day vegan diet. They and you look, ask Jay-Z his thought on what he felt about writing the song 444. He felt that it was the best song he ever wrote.
There you go. Well, there you go.
Well, there you go,
Power
people.
in the numbers, power in your numbers of your names, of your frequencies, and your birth dates, your life paths. And so if you guys are ever interested, you can find Darius the Numerologist on Facebook, on Instagram. You can, you know, follow us here at KXVS and look for him here as well. And if you ever have a chance while he's here to call in, you can hit that number 209-944-5987 and see if you guys can get a reading out there. We really appreciate you guys being with us today, and we hope that you guys will tune in and join us next time, which will be tomorrow.
Thank you.
Here at the KXVS Morning Show, 92.1, the voice of Stockton, 7 to 10 a.m.
Hey, have a great morning, Stockton.
Peace.
Rock out.
You're listening to KXVS, the voice of Stockton, here at Stone Soup Studio at the